when a fighter breaks out of the bushes, leaves crackling under his feet, and he's faced with a giant red dragon, smoke billowing from his nostrils as the DM says, roll for initiative. This is the world of D&D, a game I love very much and I've played several campaigns throughout the year. And some of you may have never even heard of D&D, while some of you have played even longer than I have. And I would like to spark some interest in this and tell you all about D&D in my speech today. Today I will talk to you about 3 main points: TTRPGs and what they are, what is roleplay and what goes into a regular session, and 2 very popular actual plays. Let's start with TTRPGs. What is it and what does it mean? So, TTRPG stands for Tabletop Role-Playing Game, and 2 of the very popular versions of this is Dungeons & Dragons, which is what I'm going to talk to you about today, and Pathfinder, which is a little newer than D&D, but is still a classic to many, many people. There are also video game role-playing games, such as Baldur's Gate, Dark Souls 3, and Skyrim, which is a very popular game that many of you may know. In the article Playing Games, it states that TTRPGs have evolved over the past 50 years into a realm of collaborative storytelling. It is a world that you can't really experience outside of this role play, where you work together with several people to create a mutual story that's never been told before. Moving on from TTRPGs, let's talk about a actual day-to-day campaign and what it goes into building a character. Now, the paper, The Psychology of Popular Media, it notes that several community groups have actually used TTRPGs to boost social skills and social interactions with people who are neurodivergent and people who just struggle with social things. And this interaction, this role play, is something that is very, very unique to this system. Let's start with what a campaign is. A campaign goes on for many months, even years, and is broken up into several sessions. And this is the actual playing, the actual story that you experience. In order to experience this, you build a character. And a character is made up of different aspects that build points into what that character is good at. You can do this through races / species and classes. A class is what your skills are actually in. So it's like if you want to be a rogue, your skills tend to be in like assassination and sneaking around. If you want to be a paladin, you are on impulsive armor and you call upon the power of God to smite your enemies. And then you have species and races to these skills. These are one and the same. They're called species now as they updated the rules over time. And this is like what your character actually is, whether it be an elf or a gnome or a dragonborn. It's the type of creature you are. Now let's talk about a day-to-day session. A day-to-day session is delved into 2 different aspects: combat and interactions. Combat is your fighting, your attacking bad guys, and interactions is your chatting at the barkeep, you're talking to the shady character in the corner, your actual role play with the non-player characters that your DM brings you. Now that we've talked about day-to-day interactions and how a typical session goes, I want to talk to you about actual plays. Now, actual plays are podcasted video forms of D&D campaigns and sessions that people will display to the public. 2 of these are Critical Role and Dimension 20, which are very, very popular. In the paper, Actual Play as an Actual Art, it says each actual play show and each episode of every show can be likened to a writer's room come to life. And The DMs, Matt Mercer of Critical Role and Brennan Lee Mulligan of Dimension 20, and their players really, really encapsulate this thought. They have several campaigns that they have run over time. Critical Role is actually animating 2 of them right now. And they have been very, very successful in this. Now, what I want you to take away from this speech and what I've done, what a D&D game can do for you, is how it actually can develop your imagination. Matt Mercer, the great Dungeon Master Matt Mercer, once said that role-playing games are just an organic, improvised space for storytelling. And I would like you guys to go tell your own stories through the wonderful game of D&D. And you can be that fighter breaking out and seeing that dragon before you as your DM tells you to roll initiative, and you're running into the mote of fire it unleashes against your character. Thank you.